This is Paul at Downeast Under Creations. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy the video. Hello, YouTube. How do you like my my get-up here? Well, it turns out that last week, actually the 14th of September, Thursday, I went to the VA hospital here in Maine, in Augusta, Maine. It's called Togus, the Togus VA hospital, and I had some surgery, and this was planned, and it's been planned for a while now, and it all went well. It was all done. The surgery only took about an hour and a half. I was under general anesthesia. They removed a large, big growth on the side of my head here, part of a thing called Brooks-Spiegler syndrome, and I guess the growth is called the cylindroma. It's kind of a tumor that grows on the surface, basically, and successfully removed by the same surgeon who's also removed a few other smaller lumps on my head over the past year. And but this was a larger one, and I had to go under general anesthesia. But that was fine. My wife was with me, so she was able to drive me home, because of course you can't drive for 24 hours after you've been under general anesthesia. And it doesn't hurt. They gave me some pain medication, which I really don't need much of. Thankfully, I'm thankful for that. And anyway, then Hurricane Lee hit over the weekend. So I got home Thursday afternoon, and then Friday night through Saturday into Sunday morning, Hurricane Lee raged on by. Fortunately, it wasn't a direct hit, but we did have some very high wind gusts. We lost power twice during that ordeal, but we knew the hurricane was coming in our general direction, so we did batten down the hatches before I went and had the surgery. There wasn't much left to do, and my orders were to take it easy and not be doing much, so fortunately we had a lot done ahead of time. The power, every time the power went out, it wasn't out more than a couple of hours, so usually I let some time go by before I light off the generator, and just as I was ready to go out and start it up, then the power came back on again, and that happened both times. So we never had to use the generator. We're lucky there. And of course, because I'm supposed to take it easy, I'm not supposed to be out in the shop working. I'm supposed to be kicking back, and plus the hurricane, everything that was going on, the weather. We've had rain the past couple of days. And now it is the 19th. It's Tuesday the 19th of September, and tomorrow on the 20th I'll be going back to Augusta. It's about a 3.5 hour drive from where we live to Togus, and they're going to remove all this head bandage, and they're going to pull out some staples. They don't have to remove stitches because it's that self-dissolving type. They'll go away on its own, and it shouldn't be long before I'm back on track. It's hard to wear these glasses because they're not sitting on anything, they're just kind of on the bandage, but I need them to see. And so my wife will be driving me back down, and it shouldn't take very long. It'll be a follow-up visit, removing these bandages, them having a look-see to see how it's healing, and it hasn't been seeping or anything. I think we're good to go. And so I just wanted to let you know why you don't see a project this week. And but hopefully I'll have another one for next week. There's some big things happening, and if you've seen some previous videos from way back, maybe last year or something, you saw a couple where we're planning on putting a new homestead on our property. What we're doing is we're deeding some land over to my daughter, and so she's going to end up with about 9 or 10 acres from our farm, and she wants to build a cabin. And so we're still planning on doing that. We had the soil test done, which is something you have to do ahead of time and has to be approved, and you have a soil test engineer do the septic design. It's a state of Maine thing, and you have to have that in hand when you apply for the building permit. And the building permit has been applied for. In the meantime, we have a surveyor scheduled. He's on retainer. As soon as he has the time, he's going to come out, survey that property, make it all official, and we're going to get it legally transfer it over to my daughter. In the meantime, she already knows the cabin she wants. That's all picked out. But in the meantime, while we're still clearing land, my daughter thought she might like to have a tiny house that she can put on site until her cabin is built. And there was one nearby here in, next town over for sale for a reasonable price, but it's about 15 years old. It was home built. And we started looking at it, and we figured it needed quite a bit. And for what they were asking, $20,000, it's an 8x20, we thought we could do better. Now we know that tiny homes, professionally built, go for a lot more than that, even ones that size. But I happen to have an equipment trailer, and I haven't used it. I bought it for moving my tractor around, but I don't really do that anymore. I haven't used it in years. I used it for a little bit of logging, but we're not doing that so much either. And it's just sitting there. It's not doing anything. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to take that equipment trailer, and we can build an 8x20 tiny house on that trailer. It's a flatbed trailer, basically what these tiny houses are built on. And so my daughter and my wife have been looking up all kinds of pictures online, putting together a Pinterest collection of all the things they like, the features, looking at different plans, and working on their own plans. And I said, okay, when you get that finalized and you have a basic plan, I'll get to work. By then I'll be healed. I'll be able to work on the trailer. So some upcoming videos ahead, you're going to start seeing some of those videos. So if you've ever thought about building your own tiny house, not that you might want to live in it, maybe you might want to build one just to have as a little cottage getaway on a piece of property you might have or lease away from your regular home. If you live in the suburbs or city or something and you want to get in the country, maybe you might want to have one. If you already live in the country, you might just want to have one as a writer's nook, a little getaway, an office away from the house, away from the hubbub and all that. There's a lot of different reasons you might want one. So you can see what I'm doing. It might give you a few ideas. And in the meantime, I'm gonna end this video now, and we're gonna put some more thought into that process. And of course, I'm gearing up for my appointment tomorrow, heading down to Augusta to get this wrap off. But that's what's going on. Other than that, everything's fine. Everything went smoothly with the surgery, and I'm in good shape. And so, anyway, that's what's going on. And I really appreciate you watching. Thank you. Please remember to give me a thumbs up. That helps support the channel, along with commenting, sharing, subscribing, hitting the little bell, all that good YouTube stuff that we're always talking about. Everybody that has a YouTube channel is always asking you to do that. And a few little clicks, a few movements of the hand. It's not a big effort, and you can help out channels that way, not just mine. So thanks again for watching. Well, folks, thank you so much for watching. I very much appreciate it. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and if you do subscribe, remember to ring that little bell so that you can be notified of any new videos that are released. And thanks again for watching.